I am here today with Angel Wolf Black. Angel is a Greek singer living in the UK. She has had a successful YouTube channel where she does covers of progressive metal bands like Nightwish, Epica, Within Temptation, many others. She has performed with many bands over the years, but she is now the singer of SheWolf, a brand new band on Frontiers Records, and that self-titled debut comes out this Friday, March 18th. And it, like I say, it is something else. Angel, thanks again for being here.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for all these kind words.
It is a smashing record. It's got it all. It really does. I put this thing on, and the first thing I hear is a flute-like instrument. I feel like I'm in the woods and just immersed in this thing. The aesthetic, I'm a photographer as well, so I see that cover. If you have not seen the cover of this record, please do whatever you have to do. Google it, SheWolf. Look at this cover. It is, I don't even have words for it. What a wonderful, wonderful picture. It's a beautiful photograph. It really sets the aesthetic for the band, I think. When you were putting this together and getting that aesthetic for the band, what exactly were you going for?
Well, obviously, when you start something creative, you have no idea exactly as to where this is not where this is going, but how exactly it's going to look or sound. So you just try your best. And we have worked with a great team of artists, makeup artists, photographers. Well, obviously, it's our makeup artist, um, Alicia Ciarandini, who did all the blood and the mud and the lines on my face. Hermes Butolo is responsible for the cover and all the photographs you see. Um, who is just an amazing Italian photographer. Just make sure that you check his work. He is really all about this kind of occult nature theme. He's I think that we got inspired by his work as well.
Mhm.
Um, and our stylist Anatoly Panidou. An upcoming Greek stylist who got inspired from all this kinds of folky Native American stuff, and also without losing the feel of a metal band, because first of all, we are a metal band.
Yes, you are. But it really does. All of that is just put together. The makeup, the videos. You have two videos out. They're just uh, Lone Wolf and Home. Again, if you're somebody that has not seen them, you have to see them. They're gorgeous. Where were those filmed? We have mountains, woods, beautiful water. Is it on Earth somewhere? Can I go to this place? It's just
I was wondering, I was wondering the very same thing when I got there. Am I really here? What is this place? So the videos, they have been shot in two different locations. So Home is was shot in Italy in an area called Friuli, and it's I think we were in an actual river band, in an actual um, river, but because it was October, the water was still
uh,
not at the level. So these crystal clear waters that you see, they're there all year, and at some point, I think when the rains start, they get richer and richer and far more aggressive. Um, so this is where actually the cover of the album was shot,
okay.
and Home, and the video for Home.
Mhm.
Now the video for Lone Wolf, took place in the Italian Alps, which was another majestic uh, location. I mean, you are there and you don't really have the impression that you are there. You feel that you're just seeing a card postal or like a picture because everything is so beautiful.
It,
Um, yeah,
yeah,
and green.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you were to watch these videos without sound, they're astonishing. I mean, you hear this music put to it, and it's otherworldly. It really, really is. It's just so special, really great. Um, I noticed now, like I said, I put the record on. I hear whistles throughout the record. I hear, I hear that flute-like instrument. I hear piano. I hear keyboard, lush sweeping strings, things like that. But in the credits, I see the hunter on guitars, the predator on bass, and the alpha on drums. I don't see any of that, those percussion type instruments, or anything like that, keyboards. uh who plays on those? Do you have outside musicians, session musicians, or are you guys playing all those parts?
Well, it's for the sounds and the aesthetic of the music. Michele Guaitoli gets the credit, I think, because he's one of our two producers, and he really spent endless times in the studio making this whole piece of work to actually work together and reflect both the aesthetic of the lyrics but also the concept of the band. So along with Marco Pastorino, who is our second producer and songwriter, both they have really worked on making that beautiful and I would say earthy, if that makes sense, because I think that these kind of folk elements that we have, they create like a very earthy and warm ground for our music.
Hmm. I would completely agree. And I think, going back to the video, I think that really puts you there. It puts you on that ground, that soil, that you base that music on and build that music on. It's special. What you're doing is extremely special. Uh, and you mentioned your producers, members of Temperance, uh, and I'm going to get the name wrong. I see it, my American mind says Michelle.
Yep.
Okay, that'll work.
Well, yeah, well, it's the same name, so it's Michele.
Okay, Michele Guattoli,
Yes.
Visions of Atlantis as well. These are guys that are genius in this genre of music. So having them in the producer seat has to be pretty special. Um, how involved are they in the writing? And obviously the structure of the songs, we've gone over that. Do you bring something in and they embellish upon it, or is it a group writing session that you do?
Well, obviously, since you are familiar with their work, you already know that they're great songwriters, and they know how to write a song. They know what the song stands for musically, and that's how everything began basically with their music. Because back in August 2020, I got contacted by Marco saying that, we have this music. Do you want to sing it? No second thoughts. When I first heard the music, I think it was the idea for Lone Wolf, if I'm not mistaken. How could I say no to this? So so the melody and part of the instrumentation was there, but then everything took shape when I started working on the vocals and when um, I started working on the concept and what the band was going to stand for with a little bit more folk elements.
Mhm. Yeah, it's it's great to have that collaboration, and you're hitting it from all sides. It's great. Um, I noticed there is a quote in the press release. It's quite a long quote, but there are there's mention of Selene, goddess of the moon. For those not familiar with the mythological things, which you also mention in Moonbound, Gathering of the Wolves, things like that. There's mystical mythological references that you make. Are you studied in the I realize you're Greek. I don't want to assume that everybody Greek knows mythology. But I would imagine it was part of your growing up a little bit, that kind of thing. um, have you studied in the field of mythology, and how much of its influence will you have in SheWolf music?
I like doing a lot of research when I'm about to write something, and um, well, I think that I have a deep love for both the wolves, the moon, this whole of a natural dark scenery, but also the the gothic element as well. And while writing the songs, because I've written all the lyrics of the album and I'm responsible for the art direction and everything, um, I I really wanted everything to have some ground and to have some roots to the world that we're living, because what is going on in the world of She-Wolf is a completely at a completely different plane, a completely different universe. It kind of looks like ours, but the um, supernatural element is more evident and real in that case.
Mhm.
So I spent a lot of time reading both books about the wolves, the animal and their social behavior, but also about mythology from different parts of the world, songs, folklore, and everything. So that it's not just things that I thought that they came, from the top of my head. They have some actual um, evidence in the folklore history, let's say, of the world.
Yeah, and it shows. It shows that, and that's why I asked the question. Is this isn't somebody who just has some idea of a couple of things. This is somebody who is well versed, who has done research, who has done some homework in this. It comes through in the sound, just the sound of the music, not even lyrically. It comes through obviously lyrically, but through the sound and through those instruments that are on the record, a lot of that comes through, and it's I love that because I don't get a lot of that. It's not an American music type thing. So it is a journey. It's like taking a trip. And you mentioned the art direction, and that also reflects that feeling. But I have to tell you, I was almost scared to do this interview. Looking at that cover and seeing the videos, the art direction takes you to another place. You are just, I mean, you're stunning here as you sit talking to me, and you are absolutely stunning in these videos, in a entirely different way. Just it's ominous. It's just, and holding that skull on the cover, it's is just wow. Uh, it,
I should have come dressed as the shaman then.
yes, you would have scared me off, I think. uh, is there one song on the record that holds a special place in your heart? These all feel very heartfelt, these songs. Like, they're not just, going through the motions. These are songs that come from your heart. It's obvious. It's extremely obvious. Is there one that penetrates that heart a little more than the rest?
This is a tough question. I don't know, because it's exactly what you said. It's quite a personal record for me, and perhaps it's the first time I do this in this way. Um, well, home, it's is quite a personal song because it talks about being homesick, and I am a Greek living in the UK for a while, and during these lockdowns, I felt that I was missing my home a lot. And but I also like to dream, and I like the thrill of life. So maybe the thrill of the chase. I don't know.
Huh? Well,
Maybe I'm.
that's good. They're all very special to you, I'm sure, because they all sound very special to you. That comes through. It all comes through in the music for sure. Where did you record this album? You know, I see the videos and I see these wonderful locations. I hear the music, and it has that location. When it hits my soul, I feel those locations, those type. That's why the videos are so effective. Is that's what I'm hearing. What I'm seeing in them is what I'm hearing. I would imagine the studio probably was not in the middle of the woods, somewhere, or on the side of a mountain, possibly. Uh, where did you record? And if it was in the middle of a city or something like that, would that change things for you?
Well, you will be surprised, because in my mind, I was in a cabin in the woods, and I was wearing the leather top and the feathers, and I had the lines and the mud and the blood on my face while recording this. Even though that in reality I wasn't. And it really means a lot to me that you are saying this, that the music transfers you to a completely different environment, which is, I don't know how many of us have let's say, the luxury to live away from the city because of work or kids or whatever. And it's important to me that you feel that the music brings you to that beautiful place.
It
So
does.
it was completely the opposite, Scott.
It was okay. So, wow. See, now, I mean, your comfort and the location of the studio, does that affect? I mean, you can take yourself to another place and do the music. Um, would it affect you if the studio was actually in a different location?
Well, I think the only thing that would be different is that perhaps in the opposite case, I would be able to just leave the studio and have a walk in the woods.
Right, right.
That would be the only difference. Um, Whereas in this case, I was just imagining everything, and I was basically living inside my head,
Yeah. Wow.
which
And
which it doesn't sound really good, taking it from a very grounded point of view. But I really had to do it for this record.
it's part of your skill set, for sure. Not, I don't think everybody can do that. So you were there. I can hear it. You were there. You were in those woods. You were on that mountain. I can hear it when you sing for sure. Um, you are on Frontiers Records. I see Frontiers Records and I get all excited because there's not too much on that label that I don't like. So what does that deal look like for SheWolf? Now I want you to say we got a 4 record deal and you're going to hear from SheWolf for the next however many years. Is it a multi-record deal? How's that work with Frontiers?
Well, first of all, we're really happy that we got in touch with this particular label that has so much history. And when you are a new band, you knock all sorts of different doors in order to start releasing new music. And right now, um, it's not so easy. I wouldn't say that. And the bands get all sorts of, um, well, pardon my French, shitty deals from labels. But here we saw that we clearly have to do with a label that's got genuinely enthusiastic about our music, our material, what we brought to the table, and they supported us and obviously still do, um, enough to encourage us to just release this record with them, and there are many more to come.
That's good to hear. That's what I want to hear.
Absolutely.
uh, if you could sit down with somebody, anybody in the world, any living person, who would that be? And have a
Oh my
conversation.
God. This is a very hard question. A conversation. Many people, many people, alive or not alive or dead. Oh,
Uh,
why would you have to do that?
it is a difficult question. I know it is.
Oh,
Uh, let you think about that for a second, and I'll ask you something else. Is there something on your bucket list, something that you've always wanted to do that you haven't done yet in your life?
yes, yes. I want to visit the pyramids and witness the Northern Light. I think if I do this, I will cry on the spot.
I would imagine myself doing the same thing. But if you go, I get more great music inspired by it. So you have to go. We're going to figure out a way to get you there.
Yeah,
The Northern Lights, I'm surprised you have not seen them. Being, in Europe there, and that's boy, that it would inspire some different kind of music, wouldn't it?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I don't know. It's just the circumstances. I guess that the stars were not right for that. Even though I have been quite north, in Finland, perhaps the time of the year was not ideal to witness that.
Right, right. Oh,
We'll
that-
see.
yeah, I hope so. I hope so. And I can see you standing. Well, the next video could be from the pyramids. And I can see some music coming from you from that location. Have you in there and writing music from that location would be something really special. I hope that happens, definitely. Uh,
Thank you. I agree.
uh, Touring. A difficult thing these days for sure, a difficult thing not when there's a pandemic. We're kind of coming out of that. People are touring more. Are there any tour plans, and are you coming to see me in Chicago?
Oh my, yeah. Well, yeah, I take that as an invitation, and yeah,
Yes,
noted.
yes.
Definitely. Well, we have some plans on the table. Nothing is set in stone, so I can't reveal anything for now. But we just want to say that we want to tour and we will tour, and we want to bring our music anywhere we can, anywhere it is possible.
Oh, that is great. That's great to hear. I so look forward to seeing you and seeing you sing and watching this band. Again, I watched the video and I see this band, and it reminded me a little bit of like Ghost with the the anonymity of it. But it's so I love that. Starting with like a Kiss back in the day where you didn't quite know who they were. They were characters. That is just so, was that the idea? Was that a concept from the very beginning?
We were not thinking about it exactly in this way, but the anonymity, yes, we're dedicated to this, and um, or committed, perhaps it's the right word.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, we're not eager at all to reveal the identities of the members.
Yeah, yeah.
I
You
mean,
can
I mean, who would if they turn into a wolf or every once in a full moon? If you would do that, you wouldn't like to be known for that.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I love it. I love what you're doing. I so enjoyed this. This was so great. I want you to think about my question. uh, who would you sit down with? And we'll talk about it next time. How's that?
Oh, well, I can answer now.
Okay.
What I would do is I would travel back in time and I would travel to America and I would meet one of the Cherokee um, shamans and just listen to him talking and sharing if I would be honored to hear their wisdom about life, nature, humans, everything. I would just sit
Wow.
and listen.
What a great answer. Now here I'm from Chicago and we have Wisconsin and Minnesota and all these places very steeped in Indian culture, uh American Indian culture. You have to explore when you get here. There is so many different, there's reservations, there's, just so many different things that have to do with not only the Cherokee culture, but so many different tribes and the whole culture of, their history. So yeah, please.
I can't wait,
Ah,
honestly. I can't wait. I've read a lot about the tribes, and I must say I have a soft spot about Native Americans. And yeah, that would mean a lot. Perhaps it would be next on my bucket list to visit these places and just um, witness where the tribes used to live and transfer from one place to the other.
yeah, I
Yeah, I
see
would
it
very
all the
much like that.
time. My daughter goes to college in Wisconsin and I'm in Illinois, which are, both Indian words. And I see, I travel, it's about 2 hour drive. I travel, I see all of this Native American culture as I drive. It's everywhere. So it's
I'm glad.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
it's
glad it's still there.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's very protected in a lot of places. So it's great. I hope you get here soon, and I hope you can explore a little bit for sure.
Thank you. I'm really looking forward to that.
Excellent, excellent. Angel, thank you so much for your time. It was so great to speak with you, and we'll do it again, please.
Yeah, I would be happy to. Well, it was very nice talking to you.
All right.
Thank you for your time as well. Thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. And the album comes out this Friday, March 18th. Please, everybody, get your hands on it. Watch the videos. I'll put links to the SheWolf material in the bottom here, and we can hear more of Angel in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Talk to you soon. Take care.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.